Pope apologizes.
Did he?
Very tough. After being quoted using vulgar term about gay men in talk about ban or gay priests. Rob, if you can pull up the story, because I can't read, you know what I'm saying? If you can pull it up, the way he says it, like there's a part of me that thinks this guy's maybe a gangster that we don't even know about.
Okay, so
Italian media on Monday had quoted unnamed Italian bishops in reporting that Francis jokingly used the word. Can you zoom in very closely?
Don't
zoom in. I got it, Tom. Zoom in so that, okay, while for the people that are in Spotify, Apple, Anchor, you're listening to this, go Google this quote. Let me read it again from the beginning, Rob, if I can. Italian media on Monday had quoted unnamed Italian bishop reporting that Francis jokingly used a term with the F. While speaking Italian during the encounter, he used the term in reaffirming the Vatican ban on allowing gay men to enter seminaries and be ordained priests. Pete, thoughts on this?
We know the Catholic Church has a problem with this. It appears
Say the
least. So it's good to hear the Pope's over the target in problem identification. It's also nice. I mean, I don't condone use of the phrase, but it's good that he's recognizing it and maybe trying to do something about it, considering the rest of his priorities seem to be climate change and whatever Marxist cause. I mean, the guy's a Marxist, the current Pope is. So, yeah, he said, when you read into this, he openly says there are seminaries where this is just open. The well-known culture is that it's a gay culture. Well, if the church bans that and you know that's happening, you ought to do something about that.
do you guys remember when, but it's kind of weird though that he's calling them this word. Do you guys remember a couple months ago, Rob, I sent you the video. He had, Pope Francis invited 120 transgenders to launch the Vatican for the first time with over 900 other invitees. Do you guys remember this one?
Yeah.
Look at these
We're all
beauties.
going today on a bus to the Vatican to have lunch with Pope Francis.
This is real?
On
This is
Sunday, the
real.
pontiff hosted a lunch for more than 1,000 people to mark the Catholic Church's World Day of the Poor. Francis's friendship
Those are
with
poor?
the
They're not-
Torvalanica trans community began during Italy's strict COVID-19 lockdown, when Father Andrea Conocchia found sex workers
People are
showing up
pissed.
at his church asking for help to survive. The Vatican stepped in, providing food, medicine, hygienic supplies, and even vaccines.
Noi siamo sido marginados per sempre.
Yeah, so he's
Marginalized.
Yeah, they're victims.
Well, any thoughts on this, Tom? Where are you at with this?
Look, if the Pope wants to be a voice, I would hope that voice doesn't use slurs like this, because it's a slur. And, you know, once you have the slurs out there, you really can't have a dialogue anymore, because then people are triggered and they're upset. And I think the other side of it is, factually speaking, it kind of confuses me because of what the church has been openly conflicted about. And so it really hasn't stayed on one side or the other. It's been fighting a PR war of arguing of some realities that have existed there for decades.
Adam?
You know, you're not supposed to say the F word, but everybody knows you're talking about fettuccine alligator, whatever it is. But the reality is, I don't know another religion that you have to be celibate. Correct me if I'm wrong. Respect to my Catholic friends out there. Like in Islam, you can have multiple wives. In Mormonism, like more women, more wives. I don't know how natural it is for a man to go his entire life, whether you're gay, straight, up, down, left, right, to not have any sexual intercourse, and then you're locked in a little room and people tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets. It's just, I'm not condoning that whatsoever, but if you're living that life, you're going to do some weird stuff. So I'm not shocked that all these priests who are living this life of celibacy kind of get caught doing the touchy-feely with the kids. It's so screwed up, but it's part of that lifestyle.
What do you think,
Good luck
Matt?
out there.
Listen, I think common sense eventually prevails, and he's sitting there wondering what his legacy is going to be known for, the amount of dumb positions he took, and now he's trying to figure out a way to backtrack because he's about to be replaced. He's going to have another person taking over, and guess what? They're going to remember how you finish things, and he's slowly going a different direction than where they were before, which is going back to common sense. For me, everything, the main thing that matters is when we started this whole thing off with Harvard, and he said Harvard got started because of clergy and, wanting to share faith and the 3 books, the old, the new, and the one to come, and all this stuff. Okay. And now you have atheists, you have people that are in a complete different position defending that. The Pope, some of the things we read about him the last few years didn't make sense as a person to be the Pope representing Catholics. And I even have a lot of friends within the company that are Catholics that are like, look, I don't necessarily agree with the Pope, but I'm a Catholic, but. So you don't want to have somebody that's taking a position like that, but it is what it is. We'll see what's going to happen next with the position he's taken. Vault Conference is a conference we do once a year. This is our 5th official Vault Conference. The first one we did was in Dallas. 450 people showed up. This one's going to be 10,000. Last one we had 2,500 people at Palm Beach at the Diplomat, which we had Tom
Hollywood,
Brady
yeah.
at. Unbelievable event. 3 days, 3.5 days. 200-page manual, entrepreneurship, raising capital, PEs, VCs, executives, salespeople, consulting firms, 180 plus different industries. That was last year. And I told everybody last year, this year was going to be magical because we're doing it in Palm Beach Convention Center. AV is going to be magical. We've invested so much investments on back end for this event that's taking place in Palm Beach. And we have been trying to get together, me and this other guy that you guys probably know. Finally, we agreed to do this. He agreed to do this. He's all over the world. He's got a message he wants to tell you guys being at the Vault Conference. Rob, if you got the clip ready, go ahead and play this clip. Go ahead and play this.
Get out of here, dude.
Wayne "The Rock" Johnson here, man. I am pumped. I got some big news to share with you guys. I cannot wait to join all of you guys down there at the Vault Conference in Palm Beach, September 4th through the 7th. I'm going to be sitting down with your host and my good buddy, Patrick Bet David. We're going to chop it all up from leadership, entrepreneurial spirit, business strategy. We're going to chop up our journeys. We're going to chop up so much more, including all the various industries that we have been lucky and fortunate enough to build enterprise in. So I cannot wait. September 4th through the 7th, it's going to be a historic conference. I cannot wait. I will see you down there, Palm Beach. Back to work for me because the rent is always due.
The most electrifying man on earth will be at the Vault Conference. 3.5 days. And by the way, it's going to be absolutely insanity. We had a conversation over the weekend about the fact that, hey, everybody's been saying, hey, can we one of these days do podcasts together? So the first time we're going to do anything together, we'll be at the event, 90-minute conversation. And some of you guys may even get a chance to meet him, picture. Who knows? Who knows what things? There's going to be a lot of weird announcements we'll be making. Here's all I will tell you. This is not the last year, if you guys remember at the Vault Conference, how many husband and wives attended? It was hundreds of husband and wives. Some people brought their sons, like they were coming as a family, legacy planning. What do I do? Business partners. There's a couple people this year that are planning on bringing 100 people, their entire company, executive team, sales team. So it's going to be wild. Looking forward to it. This is not an event to come by yourself, but make sure you get yourself, your spouse, your business partner, your team registered to attend the Vault Conference, because I'm telling you right now, when this sells out and you call the consulting firm and they tell you we don't have any more tickets, you cannot be upset, because we're not bringing The Rock back next year. We're only going to do this one time at the Vault Conference, and I hope you get to join us. Get registered. We'll see you guys there.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.